Hello, today I will be looking at Half-Life 2 beta assets. Now, I will be doing this on different versions. So, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load into the first map and enable cheats so I can actually get the assets. Now, this will be me talking about the assets. It's very clearly. Now, you might know these assets from other games. Mainly the physics gun, because that is literally like the only asset from the beta used in a different game. You obviously know it if you've played Gary's mod. I mean, it also... Okay, so, I just have to enable cheats, and then I can just get all my stuff. Now, these NPCs are weird, and I'm also gonna turn down everything, because for some reason, just, like, the source engine is just really loud, even on the beta. So, what did I do? Did I crash the game? Okay, I didn't crash the game, I just got more stuff. So, starting with the AR-1, this is not an AR. It's clearly an AK. I don't know what you can do with it. There is also a Molotov, which, yeah, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. We also have the AR-2, which mostly looks like it's an XM29. And I know, like, and there is really no purpose for this. And I just saw some weird thing, and I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that. It was like some probably graphics card thing. So, at the last part of the first map, you can enter, in this version, you can literally just enter through the Nova Prospect door, where in the retail version it would actually close, but you can still enter the door in time if you just jam an object through it. Now we will be talking about one that you may know, the physics gun. Also shortened to the fizz gun, although it doesn't actually fizz stuff. It's just a shortening, but that would actually be pretty cool. Now, I don't know any physics objects that I can use right now, so I'm gonna go to a different map to demonstrate it. Okay. I know a map that has physics objects, and I will use it. So the physics gun, just like, so the physics gun kind of just, like, the only point of it is to just carry gun. I mean, it just carries physics objects. That's the only thing it does. I'm just gonna get to the part where the physics objects are. Okay. So the physics gun can move stuff. Now in Gary's mod, it moves stuff much better. The reason is, this version of the physics gun is mostly just a test. It's mostly, I am not actually, yeah. Gary's mod was literally made just to get the physics gun back. And it's also just copying another mod. A mod that was the first Half-Life 2 mod, and like, the only point of it was for the physics gun. We don't talk about that other mod. I'm talking about JB mod. We don't talk about that. It was crazy. Now, I'm gonna talk about one that, if you've played Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, you recognize. The Slam. You can throw it, and then you can set it off. It's pretty nice. Now for the sniper rifle, this is just like, yeah. I'm going to headshot this NPC. And yep, it works. Now we're going to use the machine gun. And, yeah, rapid fires. There's also, brick bait, which is literally a brick. And, yeah. Now we're gonna use the flare gun, which just sets enemies on fire with a flare. There is also the ice axe in the game, which, is not... I don't know why they called it the ice axe, but it's just a crowbar. And yeah, just crowbar stuff. The shotgun is also much louder. You can't hear it, but I have heard it, and it is much louder. Seriously, it's much louder than the shotgun. I mean, the shotgun in the Half-Life 1 HD models is also a bit louder, but this thing is just annoying. We also have the hop wire, which I can only assume. Okay, I don't know what this thing does, but oh, so it's funny is that I saw blue beams coming out of it. Something is wrong with this PC, or it's just like this game is broken as hell. Now we have binoculars. They do exactly the name is. They have the Tau cannon, which is something from Half-Life 1, and yeah, it works like Half-Life 1. The Combine Guard gun, which just emits a beam, and the emulator, which I will call the and the emulator sounds like, however, if you say it that way, then I'll just, however, if that's the only way I can say it, then I'll just call it the emulator. The emulator is kind of, so it emits like a blue beam, and my screen is also, okay, so it's kind of just blue fire, and my screen is becoming blue with it. The extinguisher does not even extinguish this blue fire, but I could probably demonstrate it working. Okay, I've thrown the Molotov. Now let's see if the extinguisher does anything, and it does stuff. I don't know why you would have an extinguisher in City 17. Oh, and it can't extinguish the blue fire. Now for the eye rifle, now for the eye rifle, it has the same model as the pulse rifle seen in the final game, but it just shoots out some flares that you can step on, and I imagine, yeah, they were hurting my HEV suit when I stepped on them, which means that's working. Now, the gravity gun still exists. as you can see, for some reason, I'm getting Z fighting. They seem to be making random textures. I don't know if it's probably the normal maps being rendered or something else. I don't know. So, the gravity gun, from what I know, in this build, it's like the normal gravity gun, but it makes a higher pitched sound when you punch something, and it has worse physics. Now I've seen stuff. Now, obviously, there can be worse physics. Like, I've had that happen in like Half-Life 2 deathmatch servers. And yeah, it's just a worse gravity gun. Now for stuff like sounds and models. So I'm just going to crash the game so I can get out of it. Alright. So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm just gonna look at like some of the temporary stuff. So we have TV underscore music the WAV, I guess. It's a wave. Okay, so it's not that interesting. So what I'm assuming is that would be played within like, you know, like that one like Easter egg at the beginning of Anti-Citizen 1 where you can just see the G-Man on a TV. There would be like weird sounds playing from it. Just, the sounds aren't weird. So these are actually present in the retail game. So I'm probably gonna disable the window cap. I'm probably gonna disable the display capture so you can't see it because I have a Steam account. Who knew? I don't know why I'm doing this. Browse local files. And so I go to HL2 underscore misc underscore dir, which is literally just a directory, of every file that is in the other files. Okay, so I have it here in VPK edit. So perf test, which is a performance test. So this G-Man model is from Half-Life 1 and has no textures. Also grask underscore tuft underscore 0001, which it would have more models for, but they just look like random polygons. I don't know. So actually, I don't think this program displays the models of textures. So the G-Man model is probably has textures. Okay, so I've only seen 2 textures. There are also textures that, from what I know, are kind of normal. So for example, we have the scripted sequence model, which is actually just a 2 foot, it's a rectangle. It's just a rectangle. Player start.mdl is used for when you place down an info player start, which just defines your spawn point. This was used in like Gold Source, I think. And it's just a normal. It's just Gordon Freeman. It's just a replica of Gordon Freeman, but with less polygons. Now for materials. Never mind, I can't view them. Okay, so that's all the Half-Life 2 beta assets I have to show.